Hi, thank you for joining Pioneer Library System. I am Amanda from Norman Central Library, and today I'm going to show you how to build a swing set for your backyard chickens. Here's a quick sketch of the project I make in this video. But please remember, this is just meant to be used as inspiration for a fun project that you can build using items you have. We're going to start with the A-frame. So we're going to cross these and leave a little bit of space here because we're going to put the top support on the top of this cross. So you want to have a little bit of space at the top here. So this is the tricky spot. We don't want anyone to get injured, so you want to give yourself a nice sturdy surface to work on, and you want to drill a hole, a little pilot hole first. You might feel a little bit better using a clamp to hold this down, or if it's not rocking very much, just go ahead and start. I'm going to do the bottom one first. So I drilled all the way through one stick and about halfway into the other one with the pilot hole, and now I am just going to screw them together with the screw. So I've got the first one put together, and now I'm going to start on the second set of legs. And so even though this does not matter at all, but just because I like to be a little bit more precise, I got my speed square out, and it tells me that the angle of these legs are about 55 degrees here. So I'm going to use this to double check that the angle of my second set of legs is the same before I screw them together. So I put the two together here, and I can use that to double check and just make sure that they are going to be even and just make it a little bit more steady, a little bit more precise. Okay, so we've got our side legs all put together. So what I did was I have drilled a hole into this top rail going into the side of one of the legs. And so I've already got one put together, and now I'm just going to screw directly from this top rail into one of the side legs to stabilize this a little bit more. And I have left a nice long, so I chose for this top rail a nice long stick because we're going to build something off the side here. We're actually going to tie a string, sort of like a tether ball, so that we can hang treats from it. So you can actually put a piece of, an apple or a part of a head of lettuce or cabbage or something like that for the chickens, and they kind of peck at it like a tether ball. And it's kind of a really great way to give them a treat, and again, it's kind of like another toy. So we've left some space right here so that we could do that. You could do it off of both ends or whatever, so the sky's the limit for you. Another idea is, instead of screwing these together, you could lash them if roping is kind of your thing. I might end up doing both of those things, but I wanted to screw them together today, so I'm going to do that. Great, we've got our framework completely finished. We've got our swing ready. So what I've done is I tied some cotton string onto our swing, which is made up of the straightest little stick that I could find. And this is about 16 inches long, which I think is just about right. You want it to be about 1 foot to 1.5 feet in length. And you want it to be about 1 inch to 1.5 inches in diameter, and that is just the perfect size for the chickens to grab hold of it and roost on. If you are using old lumber that you have instead of limbs like this, pro tip, that's the width of a 2x4 on its side, so you can just use that. That makes perfect. In fact, that's what our roosts are made out of, so that you can use that, and it makes a perfect size for a chicken to grab hold of it. So this is just a little bit over 1 inch in diameter, and I think it's just right for my young chickens. So I attached these by tying a clove hitch, which I think is the perfect knot for that, if you know knots. To tie a clove hitch is very simple. All you have to do is wrap your string a couple of times around the stick, and when you do that, you're going to make a cross or an X. And then with the short end of the string, then the third time around, you're going to come up underneath that second bit like that. And then when you pull tight, so it kind of looks like that. It looks like you have one diagonal line going across two pretty parallel lines, but then you want to move them very close together. And when you do that, it should be nice and secure. And so the weight is going to be on this long end of the string, and then this is your loose string. And when you do that, you have a very secure knot that is very easy to adjust. And that's why I think it is an appropriate knot for this project. Congratulations! We have made a chicken swing set. You can see here we've got our apple tether ball. All we did, actually I tried to core the apple and it split open, so whatever, I just tied a string around it. And it's hanging from over here. This is a really great treat for the chickens, especially in the wintertime when they don't have as much to forage in the yard. It's a really great treat for them. And a fairly sturdy swing set. You want the swing to be about 8 inches up off of the ground, maybe different depending on the layout of your yard or how big your chickens are. And we're good to go. We can see how the chickens like it now. At Pioneer, we have an abundance of chicken care books. Check out this one called Chicken DIY by Daniel Johnson and Samantha Johnson for more fun building projects for your chickens. Use your creativity and make these plans work best for you and your chickens. Comment below and let us know how your birds enjoy their swing.